mistakes now, 'cause I don't wanna stay, wanna live my own life, wanna feel passion for something or someone that makes my world turn upside down, wanna give it up for something or someone that's better than this. So don't be too offended, I had to leave, there's nothing in for me, no, I'm not fitting in, I've packed my things to go. Am I being naive? But it's my choice to make, it's my new rebellious way. Choice to make, it's my new rebellious way.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. How's everyone? Can you all hear me? Sorry, I wasn't live yesterday. It was like literally 5 minutes before before the live, and I was just like, I have no energy at all. And I didn't want to do like a half-assed live. I'd never want to come on live and just like not be in the mood. I'd never want to do that because I feel like you'd be able to hear it in my voice. And in that moment, I just felt like, do you know what? It's better I just cancel and not do it and come back tomorrow when I'm actually feeling enthusiastic and happy and ready to go, which I'm happy to say that I am. So happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to the Friday podcast. Do thumbs up, thumbs up. Hope everyone is doing amazing today. There's actually a lot to get through. We're running late because I had upload issues. There's 27 slides. Like I didn't even. It's so funny because when I'm putting everything together, sometimes I don't even realize like how much there is actually to put together. Like I have like my folder of receipts, and then I throw everything into Canva. And it's only when I'm sitting down, I'm just like, oh wow, there's actually a lot to go through today, and a few things that piled up because I wasn't live yesterday. But thank you all so much for your patience, and I'm glad to have you all here as usual. And I think pretty much all the usuals are here. So we'll just get straight into it. But hello and happy Friday to everyone. Okay, so let's start with all the happy clappy stuff first. Times. Harry and Meghan are up for a vote, I believe. And I just feel like they're always in Times. Like for the last few years, it's just been like Harry and Meghan in Times, Harry and Meghan in Times. But how can they not be really? Because they are just it. And I will put I don't silly me, I don't actually have the link on me now, but there should be like a link where you can go uh to vote, and I'll put that in the community tab. But of course they're just gonna be in it almost every single year, I think, because they are they are the conversation. And you know of all of all of the big mainstream celebrities out there right now, I'm just trying to think like who is causing as much conversation, and for all the right reasons, and who can the press and the media just not stop talking about? It's them. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another photo shoot or something like what we got the last two times. Of course, I had the beautiful green and the way with all the lighting and the styling of last time, and there was the black and white feature from before. So very much looking forward to seeing if they have anything this year. Like I wouldn't be surprised. Give us more, please. And also, of course, it was announced that Harry on the 16th of May, so that is on Monday, will be taking part in a talk with Five Rights Foundation and End Violence for the virtual launch of Child Online Safety Toolkit. And this is being done in collaboration with End Violence Against Children and Five Rights Foundation. So this is very much in line with what Harry and Meghan have talked about making the online space safer for their kids and safer for future generations. So I'll just put the link because I think I do have it. Yes, I've got it here. If you haven't already registered, please do go and register. And just post that in the chat. Yeah, do go and register for the meeting. And show up and show out like we always do, squaddies. So there's that. Also, I didn't actually make too much mention of this. I do apologize for that, but there was this promo for Harry's Travlyst initiative, and you can see like hundreds of thousands of views already in the span of just 2 days. It's probably more now from the time that this the screenshot was taken. So the whole initiative is to do with instead of like you rating places, places rate you. It's an interesting concept. It'll be interesting to see how it actually works, because I'm assuming it would involve literally tracking pretty much everything you do. So you'd probably have to sign up for that. So I guess for those who are like super eco-conscious and they want to know what type of impact they're making, I guess that would be a very useful tool for them. So yeah, it's an interesting idea. Let's just go to your comments before we move forward. Please also continue to pray for members of the squad. There's been quite a few passings, people not feeling ill, family members passing away. So just remember to always keep everyone in your prayers, please. Let's see. Oh, is it Marilyn King's daughter? And Reba, your son will celebrate 16th of May. Oh, fantastic. Happy birthdays all around. Please go vote. All yesterday I voted and they only had 35%. Okay. So Baron from Royal Sussex had put a link out where you can vote for the Sussexes. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, I'll make sure that I put it in the community tab once I find it. But yeah, please do go vote for them so they can be featured again. My point of view, there's a distinct difference. Harry and Meghan doesn't have to create fake awards. Doesn't have to create fake awards, and doesn't they don't have to hire the heads of award shows on their team to win awards. That also, just all around. All right, so that was that. Also, James Corden, talking about his friendship with Harry. They did that really funny feature for the James Corden show. I'm sure we all remember that. It's got. I haven't checked how many views it's gotten from that time, but it was in like double digits in the millions last time I checked. So it was a really funny skit. Loved it. It was great to see Harry showing his personality and just having fun. But James has said in an interview that the kids often go on play dates, and this just goes completely against the narrative that they've created of Harry and Meghan living like hermits, um, Harry not being happy, Harry not having friends, the kids not socializing. And here we have James Corden praising Harry as a father and a husband, that their kids have play dates together. And of course, Harry and Meghan live about an hour away from Corden and his partner. So, and I think they also live about the same distance away from Nacho's family. And so, they've got people around them that love them, that care about them. And oh, Dina, it's almost at 24 million. That's amazing. And sorry, I just lost my train of thought there. Oh, Megan's one of Megan's other friends, she did an interview where she talked about that she'd gone over to the house and she's seen Lily. We know that Ellen's sees the kids. So I just love this because it just goes against the narrative that they're creating, that the British press are trying to create, that they don't have friends, that they're isolated, that they're miserable, that Harry is a hostage. I mean, this is the happiest hostage that I've ever seen in my life. A hostage that goes out and plays polo. So that was lovely from James. Also, some photos. I missed out the tweet where they actually credited this lady, so I do apologize. But just more squaddies and fans out doing their best Meghan dupes. We love to see it. And I just love to see Meghan inspiring people's styles. I think I'm yet to actually buy anything like clothes wise, like similar. But that's only because, to be honest, I need to just stop buying clothes. But I do still want the raising the future t-shirt that she wore in the Me You Can't See. I do still want to buy that shirt. So like that's on my list. But yeah, love to see that. Also, Eurovision fans, we remember a couple of months ago, it was made, it came out that the song from Serbia name drops Meghan. And we are all waiting to see whether or not Serbia would make it. And I think they have actually made it to the finals now. So there was a commentator on Twitter that said Serbia just name dropped Meghan Markle. That angry scream you hear in the distance is Piers Morgan. And oh yes, Piers Morgan is absolutely miserable this week. We're going to get to him in a moment. The lady who actually sings the song, I think she describes why she mentions Meghan in an interview. And she said, what did she say? I think Con Stratica is her name, and she said that Meghan hadn't contacted her yet, but I'd like for her to hear it. This is a song about the atmosphere in which we're living, which has put health as the highest value. So the song is about like, what's the secret to Meghan's hair? How does Meghan keep her hair so lovely? And we know Meghan has amazing hair. Um, and the song it starts with a Meghan reference and then goes into asking the gods for health, according to the person who translated the song. So it could just be them name dropping Meghan because because they want some press. Eurovision is a game, it's a popularity contest, but yes, Meghan has got to be the first royal to ever be mentioned in a Eurovision song by a foreign country. So comment if you are a Eurovision fan. If you've I haven't listened to all of the songs this year, but I am when I do get into Eurovision, I do really get into it. So I'll be listening to all the songs and yeah, seeing who the favorite is, seeing where the UK is this year. If we actually, I haven't heard the UK song, so I don't know if we stand a chance. And anybody that knows anything about Eurovision knows that UK songs are notorious for like coming last or sometimes even getting 0 points. Like it's very sad. Danielle, people who know Harry and Meghan got positive things to say than those who never met them. Of course, of course. Um, Felicia, UK trash lloyds. Ha, that's my new favorite word. Trash lloyds have lied so much they can't even keep up with their own lies. That is true. They don't know whether they're coming, they're going up or down. They don't know what they said yesterday, a year ago, 4 years ago, but we do because we've got the receipts. Um, Diane, when did Rotaract start thinking they actually knew anything about what's happening in Montecito? They have been cut off. Indeed. The only thing they know about Montecito is the weather. That's all they know. The daily weather report. They don't know anything else. Trevor Dilly, Duchess of Success, you still need to watch Suits. Yes, I do. I do. And I will find time to do that. I still need to watch Suits. I still need to read Diana in her own words. Jeez. Got a lot to do for this podcast. I still got guys and dolls. I still have a list of 60 pre-recorded videos that I need to create. And these are all like historical videos, throwback videos, explanation videos. Yeah, there's a lot that I need to do for the podcast, but I'm just taking it day by day for now. HJSED, thank you so much for your super sticker, darling. Happy Friday. Yes, Diane, this is like the Serbian version of Megan One of Us, right? How funny would it be if they actually won? I mean, I don't know how good the song is in comparison to some of the other songs. Serbia has won before. They had quite a surprise win a couple of years ago, so you never know. Oh, Megan's lawyers filed today to dismiss Samantha's suit. I did not catch that piece of news. Thank you very much. Well, her lawyer dumped her. So I guess this is just Megan's lawyers coming in with a sucker punch, right? Yes, Tree for Dilly. If Serbia wins, I'll download the song too. Okay, so in other happy news, Piers Moron continues to fail. And what's the rule on the Duchess of Success podcast? We only talk about Piers Moron when he's failing and to laugh at him because otherwise he's just irrelevant. So somebody posted this on Twitter with 4 million spunked on launch advertising for Talk TV and Piss Moron's flagship show drawing its lowest audience yet on Wednesday, only 44,000. Some frantic buck passing is going on at News UK. Rebecca Brooks, who has been reminding people whenever she can that this wasn't her idea. Pierce is blaming Tom Newton Dunn for having no viewers, literally 0 on May 3rd. Wow. For him to inherit the Ealing studio and the Baby Shard are barely cooperating, and Daisy McAndrews show is being lined up on the chopping block. The infighting isn't confined to News UK either. Sky News Australia are also furious because they already had their own in-house so-and-so, Pete Murray, who they had to bump up to make space for the schedule for poster boy Pierce. Only Piers has lost in viewers, and they've had to pay more for it. Now, Rebecca Brooks is, of course, one of Murdoch's associates, and I believe that Brooks, Murdoch, and Piers are implicated in a case, in the upcoming case with Harry. So this is just another blow for them, a failing show. It's almost as if we shouldn't give millions of dollars to people who have failed for their entire career. And that's literally what Piers Morgan has done. He's gone from one failure to the next and just been handed something at every single turn. I mean, this is the man who was literally given Larry King's career, given his little black book, and he still failed at that. He interviewed Serena, he interviewed Oprah, he interviewed Beyonce, the actual Beyonce, and he still failed. Somebody please explain to me how you get all of that on a plate and you still fail. He was given his own evening show in the UK. He failed. He was put on, I think probably the only thing that he's had some kind of success on is maybe Britain's Got Talent. But that's only because Britain's Got Talent was such a huge show, and it probably would have been better without Piers Morgan, who should not be sitting there judging talented people. I feel like everybody else carried that show. So I hope that this is the last time that we see this clown being given a show, because who is going to want to hire him after? I mean, didn't he get something like his deal was something like 50 million, I heard. I mean, they've spent 4 million on it, and I believe that. I totally believe that they have spent that much money, because there have been billboards all over London, on buses, on bus stops. So when they say they spent 4 million, I believe them. You can see where the 4 million has been spent. YouTube ads, I get YouTube ads for this. I think I've even seen Twitter ads. All that money down the drain. Yes, cookies and cream. He's a failure as a man and as a human being. Bullying is just not as lucrative anymore. Lottie D, I want Piers Morgan and Tina Brown to fall flat in their face. That's my prayer. Well, I haven't seen the figures on Tina Brown's book. I think the situation with Tina Brown is a lesson on why the squad needs to be more, just show more restraint. Because to be honest with you, I didn't really know too much about this Tina Brown or what this was about. I wouldn't really know if it weren't for all the tweeting from the squad. So I guess it's just that balance of talking about things, or pushing back against the narrative, but also not giving too much attention to something. It's a bit of a difficult balance to have. Yes, Sophie, the clown's end is near, and I think that the lawsuit is going to be the sucker punch. Hey, Piers is a wild pig and not supposed to stay amongst the people. Indeed. Okay, so that is that. Is that all the goody good news? I think so. Only other thing I wanted to do was small plug. A lot of countries are now reopening. So if you are thinking of traveling, please do check out my travel book, Passport Ready, The Ultimate Guide to Solo Female Travel. If you've never read the book, it's pretty much the A to Z of everything you need to know about traveling, especially if you're looking, obviously, at traveling solo. I honestly think that solo travel is one of the most empowering things that a woman can do. And I wrote this book for women who have never done it, have maybe never thought about doing it, or it scares you. I just don't think that you need to wait for anyone to enjoy the world. And now that the world is opening up again, I just say go for it while you have the chance. And as well as travel advice, there's also stories from numerous women of different ages, different backgrounds, to inspire your travel journey also, because I think it's always great to hear from people that have actually done it. So, yeah, if you're interested in starting traveling again, please go and check out my book. So, moving on to the nitty gritty, the meaty stuff of the day. Let's start with the Queen. So, we were told that the Queen was taking time off from the parliamentary opening because she wasn't feeling too well. And do you know what? She might not have been feeling too well. I'm not trying to suggest that she wasn't, but there was just something about all of this that just reeks of, you know what? She could not be bothered to give that silly little speech, and she just sent Charles to do it to do it instead. And as the Basic B Foundation said, career goal being able to send my hat to events I don't really want to go to. And she was seen at um, a horse show. Look who's sitting next to her, y'all. You got Edward, who's finally getting some attention on the left, and our good old friend Penny on the right. Penny, you know Philip's good old friend. Yeah, her. I said these people. It's like they just have no shame. And to be honest, why should they? Because we let them get away with it. Rahini, 4 million on ads. He might as well start Twitch or OnlyFans. Exactly. I think he still wants to feel like he's the king of TV. That he still wants to feel like he's mainstream. But I think the reality is that he has his small little fanboys, and they should all just congregate on a podcast or Twitch stream or OnlyFans together. I don't know if I want to see Piers on OnlyFans, but I don't know. There's a fetish for everyone, and I don't know. He could do well. Like some very desperate housewives might want to see that. But yeah, he should just stick to podcasting or something. Because mainstream don't want him no more. Dolores, you think Tina Brown is nasty? Wait till Tom Bauer release his book. Okay, let me just say now that I will not be giving any attention to Tom Bauer. None. Um, the only news that Pierce has is Meghan. When she and Prince Harry eventually settles with Meghan's dad, Pierce will go after Thomas for ghosting him. I mean, whether it's Meghan, whether it's Thomas, whether it's Harry, he just has to attach himself to this conversation somehow. Andrew, did you hear Parliament and the firm is trying to adjust England's laws and limit people's freedoms? Well, they've been doing that in many different ways for the last 2 years. So I don't know what you're referring to specifically, but um, they've been doing that in many different ways. You've got the policing bill that would restrict protests. You got everything that's going on with immigration, the right to deport people. There's there's just a lot like politically that's been going on in the UK regarding limiting people's freedoms. So not quite sure what you're referring to specifically, but yeah, it's a mess. Is all I can say. Of your comments about Philip's friend. Um, Terry, Meghan Kelly got cancelled from NBC because her show was boring. She's a typical Karen hating on Meghan. Yeah, I feel like what's becoming obvious about people like Piers Morgan and Meghan Kelly is that it's the platforms that they're on that carry them. They can't carry a show by themselves. Joe Blogs, I believe we might just see Queenie entertaining Harry, Meghan, and Archie and Lily in a celebration all on their own, sticking two fingers up to the others. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, Harry is the favorite grandson. So Yeah, I believe what we're in for a show with this Jubilee in every single way. Um, Piers Morgan and Meghan Kelly has to team up. Maybe that could be their last hope. The the Piers and Meghan show. Oh gosh, no, because her name is Meghan. The Morgan and Kelly show. Oh gosh, let me not sing it into the universe. Is Piers Morgan invited to the Jubilee? No, I don't believe he is. So see, didn't they put a freeze on people's protesting? I mean, they tried to, but how do you physically stop people from protesting? You know, it goes against our right to protest. But they've tried. I mean, do you remember after Megan's won her case, they were talking about introducing a law that would give you the right to overturn judicial rulings? I mean, it's just madness. Cat Harlem, if I subscribe to BritBox, will I be able to watch Jubilee? I don't know because I'm not subscribed to BritBox. Do you know what? Those type of events, unless somebody is given the exclusive rights, like BBC or ITV, there might actually be a live stream online. So I will keep an eye and see where you'll be able to. But I don't believe that BritBox does live streaming. So, but I'll keep an eye and see where international squaddies can watch the Jubilee or get access. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. Diane, while clowns worry about their apparently magical balcony, it's turning into a cheap patio. Liz sits right down next to her husband's baby mama. Yes, Diane, all of that, all of that. I can't read it out, but all of that. Um, oh, uh, oh, sometimes it just hurts so much. I love you guys. Rahini, I saw a documentary that they are planning a lot of diversity, i.e., bring on the black people to the job. Like, oh gosh, just imagine it's gonna be like a whole parade. um, Sylvia, says thank you. We need to stop highlighting the Meghan haters. Yeah, I think I think it's just about being careful about when we push back. You know, just being strategic. Sometimes it is. Sometimes we do need to push back, but it's just being strategic about how. Um, Rahini, do we know when Harry and Meghan will be at the Jubilee? No. All we know is that they'll be there with the kids. That's all we know so far. But I'm sure closer to the time we'll have more detailed itinerary. Anyway, moving on. William was hugging people. Yeah, this was happening. Um, I think this is probably got to be the first time I think I've seen William hugging people in the crowd. Like, has anybody else like seen William hugging people? Because this is new. Thank you, Lottie G, for the super sticker. And yeah, people had a lot to say about this. So this was during a meeting to do with supporting homeless people. And as Twitter so rightly said, we've got Joshua here. It's disgusting that Prince William and Kate visit homeless people just to look at them. Yes, to give them a smile here and there. We know that's what they love to do. They visit Glasgow from their luxury home and lavish lifestyle to highlight the homeless crisis. All they're highlighting is that people This rich should not exist while people starve. Um, Websy forward saying the royals remove homeless people from the streets when they have a wedding or a parade because they view them as eyesores. But now it's okay. But now that's okay because William did a photo op where he hugged a homeless man. And Millie saying yesterday sitting in a gold room with a crown worth 3 to 5 billion that travels in its own car. Today hugging the homeless. And we all remember when Texas had the storm, Harry and Meghan actually paid for a roof for a DV shelter to be fixed. And the squad and friends then took to the shelter's Amazon list and basically bought almost everything that the shelter needed. So when Harry and Meghan come to help, they come with something. When these two come to help, they come with a smile here and there.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's that's more than financial.
Yeah. Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So
Yeah. Elaine, never seen him hugging anyone. Indeed. I definitely don't think I've ever seen him hugging an elderly person. This is new. Yeah, it looks very, very awkward and forced. Definitely not natural. The way it naturally comes to Harry, to Meghan, the way it naturally came to Diana, his mother. Margaret, I've never even seen William hug a family member, including his wife. That is a very good point, actually. I mean, we know that, William and Kate don't really show affection in public, and why would they? I mean, there's obviously a strain in that marriage at the moment. But even that's true, actually, even family members. Like I will see Kate every so often, you know, give one of her cousins a little peck on the cheek. But I don't really see William being that affectionate at all. And we know why they're doing this. They have to keep up with the Sussexes. And here they were again. I don't think I've ever seen both of them, sitting down with kids, and William in a full-on suit, sitting next to the children, being all very happy clappy. I mean, it's just not something we've ever seen them doing. And you just got to wonder and ask, well, why now? Why now? For Joyce, William wants to be Harry. Since Harry is not there, William has to do his own work. Well, he had almost 2 decades. And so did Kate, the time that they were dating and all the time that they've been married, to do the work. And they haven't done it. Cindy, it seems like William and Kate PR set this picture up. They even did a follow-up on this elderly man. Also, that they interviewed him after. Yeah, it might have been staged. And he might have been like specifically picked. Because it doesn't really look very authentic at all. Kim Coates, William hugging people in a crowd actually making the news says a lot about how far he'll go to cosplay Harry. Indeed. Joe Blogs, is this the same event they took the helicopter to because they didn't want to take the hour-long journey by car? Yes, indeed, that is the event. Thank you for bringing that up. And what did we see in the magazine compartment of the helicopter? The Daily Mail and the Daily Telegraph. So keeping up with that invisible contract, making sure that they know what's being written. Kim Hamilton, Harry and Meghan are caring individuals who want the best for all, not just themselves. And you can feel it in everything that they do and in the way that they give. Benjamin, I wish an up-and-coming journalist who wants to make a name for him or herself put out an expose on the financial situation for many in England while millions poured into the Jubilee. This would be excellent. Well, there have been articles coming out about the cost of living, price of gas, food prices, travel, everything. Um, but what I think what's not happening is the actual full-on pushback from the people. We're yet to see. We've seen austerity protests in like the last decade or two, and I think we're getting closer and closer to a point where we could see that again. They are actually, if I scroll, I might as well bring it up now. They're looking at axing 90,000 civil service jobs. So, I mean, this is literally the civil service. Civil servants are the cogs of the country. You know, they're what keeps everything going. And as Dr. Scholar very rightly said, Boris Johnson is justifying the sack of 90,000 civil servants with it'll save Brits 3.5 billion BS. He should claw back the 4.5 billion of Mr. C fraud and 8.7 billion PPE his government wrote off for cronies to help the cost of living, not punish Brits. Boris is a lying sack of low-grade manure, indeed. And she's so right there. There were so many Mr. C contracts that were phony and that were fraudulent and had absolutely nothing to do with actually helping the situation with Mr. C. They were just fraudulent contracts given to friends of friends of friends within the government. Meanwhile, they were not paying the actual health workers who were working on the ground. If anything, it took a lot to actually get any kind of pay rise, and when they did, the pay rise was so small that when matched with the cost, the rise in living costs, it meant absolutely nothing. So just all around corruption, they took what was a national and global disaster and decided to fill their own pockets. There was one lady, I forget her name. I think she's a dame and a very well-known Tory supporter, but she's famous for having a bra company. That's her claim to fame. And this woman was given a PPE contract. Please tell me what type of PPE you're making when your company is known for making bras. Make it make sense, please. But yeah, this is what we're facing. And yet they're out here planning a whole damn jubilee. Also, just on that meeting that Kate had with all the kids. So these were all the covers after that that school visit with the children. And when I saw this, there were two things that kind of came to mind. Number one, I think that Kate has failed to create any type of connection with most young women now. And I think this kind of just plays into the whole idea of her just being there to produce heirs. Like she's just a mannequin, she's just a womb. And it's sad because I don't think that this relates to most women of today, even women with children, because women with children are more than just wombs. And the second thing, when I saw this, I thought about, what's going on in the US at the moment with all of the laws to do with abortion, to do with reproductive rights. And yes, that is happening in the US, but the world is paying attention. The world is looking at what's going on. So to me, I just see this as really bad optics to, while we're having this very serious conversation going on about women's reproductive rights, and a woman's right to choose, and then you just got Kate on every single cover, and we've got, baby talk. To me, anyway, I don't know. You guys can agree or disagree in the comment section. It just feels like very bad timing and almost just very insensitive. Um, Dina, I don't know if I said thank you for the super sticker, but thank you, because I forgot. Yes, Teresa, don't forget to like. ESG. Kate was criticized for wearing pants. Sorry, Meghan was criticized for wearing pants, and now Kate wears them all the time. They took a private jet to Manchester. Who takes a private jet to Manchester? Well, do you know what? To be honest, the private jet to Manchester probably cost as much as a train ticket to Manchester. Yeah, William hugging is news. Like, this is where we are now. Kathy, no one is buying anything Kate and little while has to say she has been there for over 20 years. Vinnie Blair, the tone deaf family has brought out the solid gold coach of the Queen's 1952 crowning for reenactment. They have learnt nothing from the Jamaican reenactment debacle. Indeed. And didn't the was it the Dutch royal family or the Danish royal family? Didn't they retire one of their carriages? And you've got the Windsor lot bringing out all the gold carriages. If you go to Denmark, I think I mentioned this in another podcast. You can actually get up close to the carriages, like you can touch them. You'd never be allowed to do that in the UK. Rahini, to my British friends, how did it get so bad? I've got no idea. No idea. Why can't we say the C word? Because of censors. Because the thing is, the censors don't know if I'm saying something truthful or lying. So it just literally, this is what happens. It just assumes the worst, and the video could very easily get demonetized. That's why. And so what happens is somebody has to actually watch the video manually to see if I said something that was misinformation. But even just mentioning the word, that can get your video demonetized or knocked out of the cycle of the algorithm unless people see the video. That's why. It's not just YouTube. It's Instagram, it's Facebook, it's across all of the platforms. So that's kind of like on the one hand, I kind of understand the whole idea of monitoring misinformation, but that's where it can get really, really sticky. Just give me a sec. Just trying to get through your comments before we move forward. Vinny, look at the anguish on the homeless man's face and look at Kate's teeth and Willie's smile. Yeah, she was like smiling. That's another thing. I mean, the guy literally looks so angry, whether it was staged or not. Like, okay, to be honest, they're all kind of like chuckling and smiling, which I find a bit weird. But Kate really has her grin on there. Kate is trying to make a fix-it baby with William. Oh god, that is the worst thing you can do. I don't care whether you're a royal or like, the normal woman down the street. Ain't no fix-it baby gonna fix nothing. Wendy, Kate cannot speak to career women. She only knows baby talk and only relates to children. Well, I don't even know if she can relate even to stay-at-home mothers. Because even as a stay-at-home mum, you still got your own personality, your own desires, your own voice. she's almost completely voiceless. You know, so I don't think it's just career women that she can't speak to. I don't think that she can speak to any women at all, even women who aren't career women. Comment, Will's hugged but then didn't engage. Looks like he was smiling at whoever was in his line of sight, beyond the elderly man's shoulder. Yeah, it just stuff like this just looks really, really bad. Um, you know, it only looks good to people who are still kind of like stuck in the believing the propaganda. Dolores, I read they're trying to rope Harry and Meghan back in some kind of way. I'm sure they are. Um, but I don't think that William and Kate are part of that they. Andrew and Watson and Forgotten don't realize they will have to deal with millennials, especially when Charles is gone. They are so prepared. Indeed, I don't even think that millennials are their main problem. I think Gen Z are going to be a much bigger problem. All right, moving on. Yeah, so William and Kate are also going to be at the Top Gun movie premiere next Thursday. So you know what that means? Golden dresses. Get ready. Get ready for golden dresses, sequin dresses. We know how that went down last time. Literally stole the attention away from the actresses from the James Bond premiere. Marina, this particular population believes the propaganda, indeed. Okay, so that's something to look forward to. Sequin dresses. And also this. Charles, these people are doing too much. They're doing too much. So this is Mike Tyndall, Zara's husband, all up in Floor East's face. Now, I'm not going to make any assumptions about this. For all I know, maybe Floor found this very funny, but the optics to me is just weird, and they're just doing too much. Like, just make it stop. Please make it stop. Joe blogs, lots of stay-at-home mums create great networks for each other. I fail to see how Kate can relate to these women. I think this old man is probably thinking about the Queen and happy to hug Will. Yeah, I don't think that she can relate to any women. Career women, stay-at-home women, millennial women, Gen Z women, even like older women. I think she just relates to people who just care about clothes, because it seems that's all they talk about. Come on, is that RuPaul? Yeah, it was RuPaul. But he had a dress very similar to Kate's Jenny Packham. Yeah, they're going Hollywood, and I thought that we didn't like Hollywood. Kathy, that's what happens when you wait for a man for 10 years. You lost your voice and respect from hardworking women, and even your yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, Andreen, Harry and Meghan have multiple jobs. They've got JOBSs, and they have no time to worry about what the royals are doing or to try and give lifeboats to the failing royals. Joseph, this PR stunt with the homeless man backfires just like all the rest. They are just trying too hard, and it shows. Yeah, they're doing too much. They're doing too much. Please make it stop. And yeah, I thought this was quite funny. Kaiser, who's just been on it from Celeb Bitchy, the Cambridges in their 3 lamps, recording a mental health minute for every UK radio station. 3 lamps. Well, Harry and Meghan have, what was it, 200 bathrooms? 300 bathrooms? Kate and Wills with their 3 lamps. And I thought this was so funny um, from Twitter. So somebody so this is Lorraine, Lorraine Kelly, who's on the British morning shows. And she said, sorry, she responded to someone who said, I'm watching Selling Sunset because I'm meant to be working. And why do these properties have so many bathrooms? It's 5 bathrooms, 9 bathrooms every single time. And then Rupert Myers responded by saying, I was very surprised to learn that Harry and Meghan live in a 9-bedroom house with 16 bathrooms. Absolutely baffling, y'all. And then one of the squaddies responded by saying, what is the UK's obsession with bathrooms? Y'all don't ish. Big or small home, a bathroom here exists for almost every part of the house that needs it. You might have a bathroom for each bedroom or basement or garage. Some apartments. Hi everyone, can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? Oh gosh. Can you hear me now? Oh wow. So the internet literally just cut mid, like I literally cut mid podcast, and it kicked me out of the podcast. Wow. Okay, that was annoying. Um, I FYI, I have been at somebody else's house this week, and the internet in their house isn't that great. So sorry about that. We will continue. Oi, my gosh. Somebody please just like make a super internet connector that never cuts. Anyway, where were we? We're talking about bathrooms. What is the crazy obsession with bathrooms? They're just jealous of Harry and Meghan. That's what it is. Um, Sharpie, you're about to call the police. Yeah, if that ever happens again and I don't come back after like half an hour, just assume that like MI5 have come and taken me away on behalf of the palace. And in that case, you need to not call the police, like call Ronan Farrow. Okay, so yeah, that's that. On to other news. Yeah, so ending on some British tea. So those of you, or I don't know how many of you are like fans of football. Maybe those of you in the UK, not I don't know so much. Those of you in the US, I think you all call it soccer, but the soccer football players other halves, Wayne Rooney, and so Wayne Rooney's other half, Colleen Rooney, and her former best friend Rebecca Vardy have been going back and forth with this court case because Colleen she's accusing Vardy of posting personal or giving personal information to the British tabloids. So what Colleen Rooney did was she planted 17 fake stories on a private Instagram app in order to entrap who she thought was leaking stories about her to the press. And so what she did was she planted 17 false posts over a 2-month period as part of her sting operation. And 2 of those stories ended up in the Sun newspaper. And so they included several different kind of like made up rumors that Colleen made up to try and trap Vardy. And it's just been a whole thing that's been going on in the UK. Probably the most exciting thing that's happened. And as one Twitter commentator said, I don't believe that a single one of the hacks live tweeting, laughing at this trial has anything close to Colleen Rooney's investigative ability. Exactly. She is a better investigator than most of the British tabloids at this point. But just to give you a better idea of exactly what happened. So, according to Colleen Rooney, for a few years, she said, for a few years now, someone I trusted to follow me on my personal Instagram account has been consistently informing the Sun newspaper of my private posts and stories. So before I even go any further with this, it just shows you the culture, once again, that we have, the tabloid culture that we have, and how even celebrities here, between them, throw each other under the bus. There's no loyalty with what we see on the other side of the Atlantic. Nobody's leaking about Harry and Meghan. Anyway, she continues. There has been so much information given to them about me, my friends, and my family, all without permission or knowledge. After a long time of trying to figure out who it could be for various reasons, I had a suspicion. To try and prove this, I came up with an idea. I blocked everyone from viewing my Instagram stories except for one account. So that account was Rebecca Vardy's. Those on my private account must have been wondering why I haven't had stories on there for a while. Over the past 5 months, I have posted a series of false stories to see if they made their way into the Sun newspaper. And you know what? They did. The story about gender selection in Mexico, the story about returning to TV, and then the latest story about the basement flooding in my new house. It's been tough keeping it to myself and not making any comment at all, especially when the stories have been leaked. However, I had to. Now I know for certain which account individual it has come from. I have saved and screenshotted all of the original stories, which clearly show just one person has viewed them. It is Rebecca Vardy's account. So she basically nabbed this woman and outed her as the leaker. And, obviously, the second I heard this story, I thought about our faves and just all they had to go through with the leaks in the palace. And I did wonder, yeah, Chief Dilly, she's very, very clever. Because, she would have never have known. Especially after the whole phone hacking thing. I mean, you'd just be so paranoid. Joe Block, yeah, people would do anything for money. Anything for money. Even throw people who are meant to be your friends under the bus. And you would think, especially as, footballers' wives and girlfriends are very much degraded in this country. Even just the whole thing about calling them, the footballers' wives and girlfriends, they're never really referred to as who they are as people. But you would think that she would, there'd be a little bit more camaraderie then between the women. But yeah, it just shows how easy it is to leak to people, and good on her for managing to catch her. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Diane, a very clever girl, extremely lazy, dumb, and uncareful leaker. Indeed. So that is pretty much all I had for today. Sorry so much for the cut at the end that almost ruined what was a very good podcast. But thank you all so much for coming. Of course, the fundraiser is still going on. Can someone please update me? What are we on now? It's over 40,000, right? It was about 40,000 the last time I looked at it. Yes, Marina, they call them WAGs, which is just there was like what I like to call the WAG era. And at the time, it was a very glamorous, thing to like be a WAG, be one of the wives and girlfriends. But now that I look back at it, like the whole thing was just so degrading. If the football teams lost, they would blame the wives and girlfriends. It was just a mess. It was just that typical, very accepted misogyny that we have in our British tabloid culture. Joe Blogs, I remember the term WAGs, indeed. So we're going to call it a day. Thank you, everyone, for your super stickers. Thank you so much for coming. Who's going to get the last word of the day? Who's going to get the last word of the day? Oh, it's over 41,000. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Pelena. Cinderella, what did I miss? You missed all the things. We're actually wrapping up now. But you can watch the replay. Nice to see you here still. Joe Blogs, I couldn't believe one of these same wags who claim to be a friend of Meghan has been saying that Meghan was only about getting a rich man. I thought that was it. Yeah. See, they're always projecting onto her, right? They're always projecting. Okay, Marina, I'll give you the last word of the day. God bless to all the squaddies indeed. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. And let's dance our way out.
I know I messed it up, but in my soul, I feel a love for you that's out of control. Sometimes I feel like I can make you whole. I just can't change my emotions.
Oh, one more thing. Okay, before we continue dancing, I just remembered something and I had to say it. There was, and what actually prompted me to say this was, wait, where was the comment? Shill Stewart, always assume everything you post is public. So there was something happened on Twitter Spaces between squaddies. Now, I don't know what was said. I think it was something that was meant to be in a public room, but it was recorded. And then it got out to other people in the squad. Someone said something about someone. I don't know exactly what was said, but all I can say is this. Yes, as Shill Stewart has said, always assume that everything you post is public. and we'll get around. And, you know, try not to, from what I gathered, something was said that wasn't exactly true, or that was a little bit, you know, not nice. You know, I understand that the squad is not necessarily a monolith, but we all, you know, share one common love and one common interest. And I think that, and that is Harry and Meghan. And I think Harry and Meghan would want their fans to, you know, keep the peace between us. So just try and keep the peace, guys and dolls. You know, there's no real reason for us to start getting into each other's hair. It makes us look bad. And, you know, I have seen many situations. Just be very mindful, I think, when you're on social, because I think that there have been attempts to break up the squad or to cause infighting, and those have failed. And as we become more and more, as we grow, and as our voices and our power increases, there are going to be more attempts. So when these things happen, try and, you know, if there's misunderstandings, try and have a one-to-one with the person. Let's not have these situations where they become whole group, you know, discussions, and the whole damn internet is now like sitting in spaces like it's a courtroom and, you know, showing everyone the drama. Like, let's not have that. Let's not be derangers. Let's try and keep the peace. Thank you. I think I just saw Cat Heart. Oh, before I play the music again, Cat Harlem. If you recall that Rebecca or Emily, who posted the story about Meghan's baby shower and it hadn't happened, I thought they planted that date to find the link. Yeah, and they do that stuff. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, they do that all the time to try and get stories. But we know that Meghan's friends, at least, you know, do not leak about her. But thank you so much for that. Yes. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, and we'll hit the music again. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye.
I know I messed it up, but in my soul, I feel a love for you that's out of control. Sometimes